What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and I just received my shipment of 100 pristine iPhone 7 cases. As you guys know, the case leaked the actual design for the iPhone 7, and I've got 100 of them right here because I couldn't buy just one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. And something else, we actually made a 3D mock-up, an iPhone 7 actual, 3D mock-up design. And I actually wanted to put it in to the case and compare the cutouts, the camera, and the such. So we modeled this thing in a program, and I wanted to go ahead and see how it fits inside of that case. Nothing too special, but just to give you an idea of what we might be looking at here. It's, not the best. It costs about $200 to make in a professional 3D modeling printer. But let's go ahead and get this guy open, and then we'll compare that. All right. Always look like they're shipping cocaine to you, seriously. But let's open this guy up. I really don't know what I'm going to do with all these cases. Maybe I'll fulfill my lifelong dream of owning 100 iPhone 7s. All right. So let's pop this guy open, and we pull out one iPhone 7 case. So here it is, and it's nothing special. It's just a TPU plastic, it's clear, and boom, there it is. So what makes this an iPhone 7 case? First off, we have the speaker cutouts. So they're two evenly sided ports. Instead of having one cutout for a headphone jack, we now have two, and they're both the same. So in those, of course, we would get the new stereo speaker setup in the iPhone 7. And it's a little hard to focus here because it's clear. But up here, we have the camera cutout. So the camera cutout is a lot bigger than a standard iPhone 6S case right now. And just for comparison, there's a standard iPhone battery case from Apple. So it's a much larger. As we know, the iPhone 7 will be receiving a much larger sensor on the standard 7 base model. And of course, it tapers down to the flash unit over here. So it is bigger, but how does it look with an iPhone 6S inside of it? Let's put this inside. The actual design isn't supposed to change much. It will get a little bit thinner, and this case doesn't really reflect that part. But as for the ports, everything pretty much in the same spot. On the bottom, we can see that the headphone jack, it's a little out of place now. The cutout doesn't make sense for a headphone jack anymore. The iPhone 7 will not be receiving a headphone jack. Over here, camera cutout now overlaps, so that camera will go a little bit lower. So that's the 6S inside of this case. Pretty cool. I don't know how many case leaks we'll see. Maybe this isn't even the real deal, but really, it's looking to be matching up with the rumors that are going around right now. So here is this model. Now, we actually went through the process of modeling it based on what we thought the iPhone 7 could be. And we had this already for about 2 weeks before this case leak even happened. And now that I've got it, I wanted to compare the two. So since then, we've learned that obviously the standard iPhone 7 will not be receiving the dual lens setup, but we actually modeled it with that on here. So I'm curious to see how it'll match up with our interpretation. So let's pop this guy on here. And this is actually the exact same dimensions as a 6S in every single way. And look at that. So the camera fits in a little bit better than the 6S did, but still it's a little small, and obviously we're gonna have a bigger one. Might make a little update to this. But on the bottom, this is what we did get almost right. The stereo speaker setup perfectly cut out for both down here. Really cool. And that is the iPhone 7 little mock-up from us. Really cool stuff, actually. So guys, that's kind of interesting. iPhone 7 case leaked half a year before we're even supposed to see this thing. So very curious what other leaks we're going to see before the final release. iPhone 7 has a lot to live up for, and this is actually looking to be pretty cool. I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't change the design to something a little bit more blocky, but that's supposed to come in 2017 with the new iPhone 8 or 7S, whatever it'll be called. All right, so thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about the iPhone 7, be sure to check out the actual leak of the components. There's a lot of good stuff in there. I have a ton of rumor videos that if you're not caught up on, talk a lot about the individual features, cameras, battery, everything about the iPhone 7. So be sure to check those out. But a lot of iPhone SE and new iPad videos coming this week. Stay tuned for all of that, guys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little mock-up and case leak of the iPhone 7. Peace.